This is the Jura Synchro Podcast.
Good morning and happy Olympic season. Today, our guests hail from one of the most successful senior teams in the United States. With 28 U.S. national titles under their belts and 5 world bronze medals, these skaters are here to tell us about their time navigating through this wild season. Let's kick off Season 2, Episode 6 of the Jura Synchro Podcast.
Today from Los Angeles, in the United States, with Jocelyn Song.
Welcome everybody back to Episode 6 of the Jura Synchro Podcast. Our guests today are longtime Haydenettes skaters coached by Saga Krantz. Let me introduce Cam Feely and Autumn Coulthard. Hi guys, how are you both doing today?
Hi, good, how are you?
I am doing so well. Thank you guys so much for coming onto the show. Okay, why don't I start off by asking how long you guys have been with the Haydenettes?
Yeah, so my name is Cam and I've been on the Haydenettes for 5 seasons.
Hi, my name is Autumn, and I've been on the Haydenettes for 3 seasons now.
Awesome. Yeah, so definitely you guys have been senior skaters for a really long time, and I'm sure when you guys were younger and you were thinking about joining a senior team, why did you guys want to join the Haydenettes, and what makes this team particularly special?
Yeah, so I think for me, always growing up, I always looked up to the Haydenettes because they always seemed to have so much confidence when they took the ice, and that was something that always made me want to be like them. And they always seemed so happy and so inspiring to younger skaters.
Yeah, I think for me, why I wanted to join the Haydenettes, well, I mean, I also saw them growing up, and, you know, something kind of always to work towards, and the attitude of the organization, the attitude of the skaters, and just how much effort they all put in and how much they push each other throughout the season. I think that's kind of what inspired me, that competitive edge.
So I know this season is the first competitive season in a really long time. Can you guys tell me a little bit about your programs this year, maybe like the origin, the story, and how you guys personally interpret them or connect with them?
Yeah, so our short program this season is To Sweet Dreams, and it's a really high-energy program, and I think we like to have fun with it. So it definitely is very different from our long program, but our short program is high energy, high speed, and it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, and looking at our long's theme is Hold On to Tomorrow. That's the title of the song, and I think this program is kind of like, especially with the COVID year and the pandemic, something we've all been facing together. It's kind of about always looking to the future and having hope for what can happen and what, you know, hopefully will be happening soon. And just kind of being together with that, like, very beautiful flow in this program. And kind of there's showing the contrast between our themes of, like, the short, that's Sweet Dreams, super sharp, super fun, super unique and fun, like fast movements, and then the long showing that we can kind of do both and really stretch our legs and just enjoy it and be beautiful.
Yeah, I think it's really fun to have the contrast in our training, too, that we're able to have one program that's super fun and, like, smiling and sharp, and another one that's, like, very emotional.
Yeah, I have had the chance to watch you guys perform live back in November in California. I know that was a really long time ago, but I know the rest of the world is dying to see them in person. One of the biggest dreams for all synchronized skaters out there is for synchronized skating to be a sport in the Olympics. That is why the Elite 12 division has been introduced in the ISU. I know that you both are not Elite 12 skaters, but the Hayden Synchro organization has a Hayden Select Elite 12 team that actually just won the gold in French Cup. Do you guys mind telling me a little bit more about this particular team?
Yeah, so this Hayden Select Elite 12 team, this is the first season for them. They just created it. You know, it's a new senior division, and I don't know, we've been cheering them on the whole way. It's been very, very exciting for us to watch and for us to see them at practices, for them to see us. You know, it's been kind of a nice interaction, and I mean, it's so great to have more senior skaters in our organization, so we're just loving it.
Yeah, I think at first we didn't really know what to expect, as well as they didn't know what to expect with how all the elements and things would work, but it seems that they do all the same elements as we do, and there's just 4 less people, but everything seems to be exactly the same as the regular senior division.
Yeah, it's definitely really cool to see something new in the sport and to see like all the teams like across the world stage interpret them and create programs very differently with just 12 skaters. So have you heard from Elite 12 skaters or from your coach about what it was like to create a program with 12? Or have you noticed any challenges in a team with 12 or anything that's particularly easier compared to a team of 16 on the ice?
So I think with the 12 skaters, we've heard that there is more space on the ice. So just figuring out how to choreograph and move on the ice to take up more space. But also with there being more room, there is some more opportunity for different choreography. And I know they've had to learn with the different elements like whips and circles and things like that, how to move with 4 less skaters. But I think it's just a learning curve, and I think that they're doing really well.
Yeah, no, kind of just to add on to that, I talked to a few of the skaters in the team, and we kind of heard that, yes, there's definitely that learning curve for every element, but at the end of the day, it's also senior division, still synchronized skating, so, comes with the same challenges and kind of benefits as well. And one thing is, that's kind of the fun of it, though, is creating a brand new, it's a brand new level, creating a brand new program, and being able to try something that no one else has ever seen or done before. So I think it's been really exciting for them.
Yeah, and clearly something is working out because I know that they just got the gold medal in France, so very exciting to them. So thank you guys so much for the inside look. So do you guys believe that there's a chance for the synchronized skating, or at least that we're a step closer to get to the Olympics now with this new Elite 12 division?
Yeah, so I think having this new Elite 12 division just shows the world that it is possible for synchronized skating to be an Olympic sport. And whether it's 12 skaters, 16 skaters, it's still synchronized skating. So I think whatever we can do to push the sport forward, we're ready for.
Yeah. No, their main goals are to push the boundaries of synchronized skating and, provide more opportunities for all synchronized skaters in the future, kind of paving that way. So, yeah, I think there's definitely a chance. It's definitely them paving the way for the Olympic sport, and, it's a step in the right direction for us.
Yeah, definitely. And I know it's Olympic season now, so fingers crossed that the next one in 2026 will have synchronized skating. So, yeah.
If you listen more carefully to the Jura Synchro Podcast than to what your coach is saying, wait, that's not possible, right?
Like many other teams around the world, the risk of COVID-19 has forced you guys to withdraw from international competitions this season. Do you mind talking me through this decision?
Yeah, so since about December, we have had a couple cases of COVID on our team and exposure. So we hadn't trained as a team, as a full team, since December until last week. So we decided that in our best interest and the interest of not exposing other people, it would be best to stay home and focus on our long-term goals, which are nationals and worlds.
Yeah, and we didn't want to, risk further exposing any of our teammates or our coaches or those around us. So, for us, this was just the right decision to withdraw this season. But don't you worry, we're going to be coming back full steam ahead for nationals and worlds.
Yes, so. Super excited for that. Is this a decision that you guys make? Like, does your coach make it for you? Is it like U.S. figure skating, or is it kind of like a team thing where you guys all talk together to make a big decision like this?
Yeah, we had several Zoom calls as a team, and each of us had a say in this decision. So it wasn't just U.S. figure skating or our coaches. It was all of us coming together, and we decided that this was best for us.
Yeah, definitely a difficult decision for sure. So I know every single skater in the past 2 years that we've been dealing with COVID has experienced this disappointment of having to either withdraw from a competition or just having to not skate or cancel something because of this pandemic. For all the teams around the world that have had to withdraw from some of their favorite competitions, do you have any advice for them on how to move forward, how to deal with the disappointment?
My one big piece of advice for, any skaters who are having to be dealing with the pandemic is to persevere, because this pandemic is something we've all had to face together. We're all kind of in the same boat, but the future is unknown, and that's kind of what I think gives us hope. It kind of inspires us to give everything we can at every practice for the rest of the season because it's, unforeseen. And our advice, for younger skaters and what we hope to portray emotionally in our long program is this hope kind of saying, hold on to tomorrow. We've got a future. We're still going. So.
Yeah, I think in the past 2 years, everyone has dealt with so much uncertainty, and there have been highs and lows, and we've been all over the board. So I think it's important to remember those highs, and they will come again, and everyone will come back stronger. So just keep working and keep pushing forward.
Is there anything that you guys do personally to deal? I know you guys just talked about thinking about tomorrow and persevering, but is there some sort of distraction that you guys tend to do, or maybe do you rely on your teammates a little? Is there anything personally that you guys do?
One thing the first thing that came to mind for me is, especially during this COVID time and especially last year during the quarantine when we could really only be in our bubble and see each other as a team is, that became really my support system. And we have these kind of team bonding events every month or so, and kind of getting together and be able to have each other's back and knowing we all are in the same boat, and we rely on each other.
Yeah, I think sticking together and knowing that we all have the same goals and focusing on the smaller goals and everything that we can control has been really helpful for us.
Speaking of goals, and Autumn, you actually just mentioned this, the Haydenettes have two very big competitions coming up this season. You have the U.S. National Championships, and if you guys qualify, potentially the World Championships, the first time in maybe 2 seasons, right? What are your goals for these competitions?
So I think our goal for nationals is to just put out 2 solid skates. That will be our first time competing since November at that point. And I think we have made a ton of improvements since then. So I think we're just looking to put out 2 solid skates that would get us ready to hopefully qualify for Worlds.
Yeah, especially with all the adversity that we've faced, this winter with the pandemic. I think just going out there and coming together as a team and really creating that special moment on the ice and enjoying the performance, enjoying the crowd, that's my personal goal for nationals. So.
Yeah, nationals in the United States can be very high energy and extremely fun. So I'm really excited for you guys to compete and to see all of your improvements since November. It was such a long time ago since I last saw you guys skate. I know you guys are training incredibly hard at home. What have you guys been focusing on in terms of training personally and as a team? Any specific elements, specific factors about your programs?
So in the past, month and a half since we hadn't had everyone on the ice at one time, we've been really focusing on the smaller details in the programs and the different emotions and how we can portray different feelings to the audience, and also continuing to work on the technical elements, but that was a little bit more challenging at times when we didn't have everyone on the ice.
Yeah, no, exactly like Cam said. We've kind of been taking it day by day, rolling with the punches, and I think we continued to train together even when not everyone was there, focusing on smaller details in the program, working on what we could. So I think it's all going to come together. All these little pieces we've been working on, now that we've got everyone back and we're all motivated, it's all going to come together and fall into place. So
I'm actually so curious. When people were out and you didn't have a full team, did those people who were home, did they still participate in off-ice training with you guys, maybe over Zoom? And then how did you guys approach practices without a full team on the ice?
Yeah, so we had several Zoom off-ice classes where we did the program off-ice on video. We videoed ourselves on camera, and we've just been trying our best to keep everyone involved and keep everyone motivated.
Yeah, no, and with the off-ice, we had many Zoom calls and kind of working on really the finite details, which are the most important when it comes to nationals and hopefully Worlds, and just working on that timing and getting everything sharp and working really on your individual skills, filming yourself, seeing what you can improve on, because, you're only as strong as your weakest link, and all of us are really working hard to, be the strongest we can be.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, that's obviously very impressive to hear about, and I'm really excited to see everything come together for you guys. I am super excited to see also all the teams at nationals and just watch their growth, especially during this crazy season. Personally, what has been the best part about this season? And is there any tradition you particularly look forward to for nationals or for worlds that you guys are excited to bring back now?
I think for me, the most exciting part about this season was competing in November, because that was the first time we competed since February 2020 at nationals in Rhode Island. So it was like a really big deal for us to get back out there. And we had a lot of new members on the team in the past 2 years. So for them to compete for the first time as a Haydenette was really exciting. And I think it was super fun to feel the energy of the crowd and skate for the judges again.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's very well said. I think we've had our ups and downs, obviously the pandemic being most of our downs, and that's, out of our control. But the best part for me has also been, California Cup and Boston Classic, getting to perform and compete with the team in front of a live audience, and to feed off the crowd's energy and perform for judges. I think it just really has been a special experience so far for, everyone on the team, new or old, or doesn't matter. We've all just been getting along, so.
Yeah, it's crazy how everyone gets older and the pandemic has happened and we have all seriously just not competed in 2 years. And I know that it's so different to compete in front of a live crowd versus not. So I'm really excited for you guys to finally get that U.S. Nationals energy. And like I said, I'm excited to watch you guys compete later on in the season, and I'm sure everyone else is feeling the exact same way.
The Jura Synchro Podcast. It's the final part.
So now that we've gotten an inside look, thanks to Cameron and Autumn, let's wrap up today's episode with a little rapid fire game. So what are your favorite competitions?
Nationals.
California Cup.
Okay, favorite program that you've ever skated?
Greatest Show.
It's got to be Sweet Dreams.
Wow, okay. Favorite program you guys have ever watched and you haven't skated?
Street Beats.
That's a good one. First one that comes to mind is Prince. I can never forget that purple.
Yeah, definitely. Very iconic programs, both. And then is there a favorite program you guys have watched that isn't from the United States or Haydenettes?
I know they don't exist anymore, but always Team Surprise. I love watching their programs because they always do so many cool tricks, and I think they're so innovative.
I've kind of been a fan of Team Unique for a while, and I think it stands in their name, Unique. They always come up with something very, very special and different. It kind of wows everyone in the synchronized skating world, so that's, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Team Surprise and Team Unique, two of the best teams in the entire world. I love both of their programs. So, and then favorite dresses you guys have ever worn?
Ooh.
These are good questions.
These are good questions. I guess I liked our Celine Dion dresses.
Stealing mine.
Or our dresses this season.
Yeah, our dresses this season I really do like, very comfortable.
Yeah.
Compared to the Celine, but I mean. I think definitely the Celine, and I liked the INXS last year too. I thought it was a very unique look for Haydenettes, but I thought that they pulled it off with the hair.
Yeah, I was gonna say, do you guys like dresses because they're comfortable or because they're pretty or a lot of jewels or stuff like that?
Well, I mean, why not have both? If you can have both.
Definitely, that's the sweet spot when they're both comfortable and
it is
shiny. Okay, and then favorite dresses that you've seen on a team that you haven't skated on. It can be international, it can be from the Haydenettes. Why don't you give me both?
Oh gosh. I don't know the dresses that well, Jocelyn. We're kind of in our own little bubble a little bit.
It's also been a really long time since I've seen dresses.
I know, I feel like I haven't seen anybody in forever. Okay, wait, let me think about this one.
One, I guess this is not, maybe not my favorite, but one that really stood out to me, caught my eye was, Teams Elite. Yes, there we go. Teams Elite Junior this year. I don't know if it's their short or long, but it's this crazy colored dress. And we saw it at, I think at California Cup, and it caught my eye. So that's
with all the neon color blocking. Yeah, that's their long program, their Missy Elliott program. They also just won French Cup, so lots of.
Oh my gosh, good for them! Congratulations.
Yes. And then Cam, what about you? Any particular that stands out to you?
I kind of, it's in the organization, but I kind of like Lexat's long dresses this season because I feel like they're just super simple and it lets like the skating speak for itself. So it's almost just like the dress is there, but it's not in your face. So it's the complete opposite. Right. But I like it for like the opposite reason. It's almost like you can focus on like their skating skills and yeah.
Right. It kind of reminds me of like Nexus, how they never have any jewels on their dresses. Exactly. Okay. And then last but not least, favorite element and least favorite element to skate.
Ooh, okay. I think my favorite element, can I give two? Yeah. My favorite elements would be group lift and pivoting block, because group lift, I think it shows a team's strength and creativity, and pivoting block, when a pivoting block is done well, I think you just know that the team is working so well together because you have to all be on the same page for it.
That's a good answer.
Thanks.
I think my favorite element is probably the no hold, just because I think there's so many, you can just get so intricate with it between the body levels, and it also just shows how strong your skaters are individually and what they can do when they're not connected. And then my least favorite is probably the whip, just because, it's a work in progress.
Yeah, I have to agree with you guys. The whip is also one of my least favorite elements. Very scary for me, at least. But
gotta get these just right.
I know. Yeah, it's super difficult. Thank you, Cameron and Autumn, for coming onto the show again and for giving us an inside look on what it's like to be a Haydenettes skater, and also how you guys have dealt with this season, especially with the pandemic and all of the exciting things to come. I wish you guys the best of luck for nationals and hopefully worlds, and I hope you guys have a safe and healthy rest of the season.
Thank you, Jocelyn. Thanks so much for having us.
Jura Synchro Podcast on YouTube, Apple Podcast, and Spotify. The musical theme of this show was created by Scatmix.pro and Carl Hugo.